presentation. Like we always do about this time.
I love Meatball.
Meatball.
I love Meatball.
I see a future where our kids live better. Populations of color getting together, organizing and unite for the same cause. We just want the same things as y'all. I see a future where our kids live better. Populations of color getting together, organizing and unite for the same cause. We just want the same things as y'all.
What's up, everybody? It's your Milpa Sangali back at it once again, bringing you part 2 of Uncle Isaac's time spent at the Milpa office. During this segment, he's going to narrate what's been titled the Red Paper. However, before we dive into this, I want to ask you, please, can you provide for the listeners out there some insight into why this was written and who may have helped with some encouragement for you to even compose this?
Jerry Teo and Hector Sanchez y Flores. And they had written a brown paper a few years ago, and they wanted me to add something to it, you know. So I took a pen, and after having a powerful dream, you know, I knew what I was going to write. So I call it Peeling the Layers of the Brown Paper and Finding the Red. Authored by Isaac Alvarez, Cardenas, Apache, Comanche, Coahuitecan. Being invited and writing of this brown paper for the National Compadres Network, I prayed, meditated, and dreamed on the task before me. Looking back all these 28 years, little did I know that in November of 1988 in Jolon, California, at Mission San Antonio de Padua, and the circle of men would impact the rest of my life, my families, and my community. Looking into this brown paper, the deeper I looked and peeling into the layers away, beneath the brown layers, I found it was a deep red paper, an indigenous red of ancient memories, waiting in sleep for many years. When I arrived to Jolon, those many moons ago, it reminded me so much of my people, the Tapilam Coahuitecan nation of Yanaguana, commonly known as San Antonio, Texas. The 5 missions that connect our tribal community, the elders, and our history tell us of the tyranny of the bell. It rang announcing the arrival of the strangers that would change our way of life, from sleeping under the stars with the freedom to roam and live on what the Great Spirit blessed us with, to a life of living in 4 walls with a roof, being woken up by the sound of bells, sending us to the labors, to the labores and fields to work. I often think how this impacted their lifeways, their ceremonies, and their spirituality. In 1988, as I entered Mission San Antonio de Padua in Jolon, I saw an ancient temazcal at the entrance. The spirits of the old ones welcoming us home. Sitting in the talking circle of men, it was familiar to me, of sharing and deciding on family decisions for our tribal future. Something that we did at home. Yet what was happening here was different. They were sharing their pain, misery, struggles, and deep exploration of self and the issues as men. This was hard, and it scared me. So much that after lunch I left for the hills that reminded me of home. I knew nature. I could be safe there. I did not want to return to that circle. I did not want to return to my pain. I was having this inner struggle triggered by the men. I asked the Great Spirit, why am I here? Great Spirit, hear me. Please give me a sign, some guidance, anything. Suddenly a red-tailed hawk hovered over me, searching for me to return to that circle. I climbed back down the hill to return to the work that was waiting for me. As a leader, amongst my family and tribal community, I don't like to show my weakness to myself and others. Yet the process was giving me permission to heal my inner hell, which I carried. In order to help myself and others, I needed that healing. The teachings were so similar to my own life ways of love, hope, charity, and faith. The Chicano nation is a red nation. It has roots tied to this island of the turtle that runs from the Arctic Circle to the circle of the Tierra down south, of the tip of South America. The red paper speaks of the red nations on this sacred path for freedom that ties us to our Mother Earth. In reference Public Law 103-44, the American Indian Religious Freedom Act of 1994, I believe that Public Law 103-344, the term, quote, Indian, means a member of an Indian tribe. The term Indian tribe, quote, unquote, means any tribe, band, nation, pueblo, and other organized group or community of Indians. This law encompasses even our brothers and sisters in Canada and also our brothers and sisters in the South, Mexico, Central, and South America that are not fairly recognized, yet fall under this definition. This definition, this section is talking about my people, our nation. We are bands, a community, a group, our history. It was written by the strangers. We have a lineal history, our lineage that helps us know our identity. It shows us who we are. Identity is so important to the human beings. Only 22% of the American Indian population live on reservations. 7 out of 10 American Indians don't marry other American Indians. Do the math and project those numbers a couple of generations. 78% will become disconnected and 22% will be severely diminished unless there are some dramatic changes with regard to blood quantum, the requirement for tribal membership. Those are about 563 federally recognized tribes, more than 40 state-recognized tribes, and some 200 unrecognized tribes. If Native American Indians, as a people, could agree as a collective on a name, a title, to call ourselves, it would be a powerful precedence to becoming a national, self-declared national identity and eliminate the element that fragmentize and disfranchise all our indigenous relations. Native American Indians, Alaskan Natives, and Pacific Islanders must take charge and not rely on bureaucracy and institutions to continue the manifest of our destiny. We must have solidarity with one another as one people, one nation under the Great Spirit. Can you imagine if we all were together and have solidarity amongst each other? Can you all imagine us taking all our issues that we battled together? Reference American Indian Facts of Life, written by George Russell, Saginaw, Chippewa, copyright 2004. Our people, our community, never makes obstacles to fellow Native guests. We open our homes, a bed to sleep in, a place to freshen up from the dust of the road, and help that they may need, not asking if they're Indian enough. Even though we are not fully recognized, the federal government recognizes our existence and rights. My brothers and sisters in the Great Circle may call themselves Chicanos, Mexicans, Hondurans, Salvadorians, as we call ourselves Tapilam, Comanche, Apache, Hadista, Mandan, Lakota, Cheyenne, Dene, We are all a red nation that is awake, that has arrived to unite us all, not fragment, not disenfranchise one another, to reclaim our past, our language, ceremonial life, our life ways, and spirituality to heal one another. For our next 7 generations, we have the red paper before our eyes, in our hands, on our face, in our hearts, and now we must not turn loose of it ever. Tamok, Spirit. Reference Jolene Richard and Gabriel Taylor, 2002, National Museum of the American Indian. Quote, fully native, unquote. Who is an Indian? A Native American, American Indian, First Nation, or Aboriginal? Who decides? Are you full blood, half blood, quarter blood? The question of how much Indian blood you have is also called blood quantum, which began with European contact. This colonial way of thinking continues. When we keep defining ourselves by blood, what part of you is native? Is it your head, your heart? Maybe it's your thoughts. But it is not just your blood. We are sum of all parts, all human, 100% and fully native. Tamok.
Thank you once again, Uncle Isaac, and for those of you out there that are interested and participate in the movement, please join us tomorrow night at 200 Lincoln Avenue, Salinas, California, 93901 at 5 p.m. to stand up and have your voice heard, because your voice is truly your strength.